In the process of learning English, you may encounter sentences that require the use of either countable or uncountable nouns. But do you know which one to choose? Let's start with a few examples and see how we can complete these sentences. For example, I have books on my shelf. There is water in the bottle. Or she gave me information about the project. To answer these questions, you need to know which nouns are countable and which are not. In this video, we will explain these two types of nouns in detail with practical examples. Hello everyone, my name is Fatemeh and my channel is called Enjoy English with Fatemeh. Today I want to discuss these important points I mentioned earlier and learn how to use them correctly without making mistakes. Let's talk about this topic. Why should you learn countable and uncountable nouns? Number 1, a currency in speech and writing. By knowing which nouns are countable and which are not, you can avoid common mistakes in sentence construction. Or using these nouns correctly helps you communicate more effectively with others. Or in English language exams. This concept can help you in various sections, including grammar and comprehension. How about definition? Let's talk about definition of actually countable nouns. Countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. These nouns can be singular or plural. For example, a book, 2 cars, 5 apples. These nouns are typically used with the indefinite article a or an and can also be used in the plural form. For example, I have a pen, it's singular, but I have 3 pens, it's plural. How about quantitative adjectives? For example, many to express large quantities. I have many books. How about a few? To express a small but sufficient quantities. I have a few friends. Or few to express a small but insufficient quantities. I have few friends. How about definition of uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted. Pay attention. Cannot. These are typically used in a general or unspecified form. For example, water, sugar, or information. These nouns are always singular and use singular verbs. Pay attention to these examples. The water is cold, or this information is useful. How about quantitative adjectives that we can use for uncountable nouns? Much, to express large quantities. There is much water in the pool. Or a little, to express small quantities. I have a little sugar. Or some, to express unspecified quantities. I have some water. How about differences? Key differences, actually. Let's summarize the main differences between these two types of nouns. Countable nouns are countable and can be singular or plural. But about uncountable nouns are not countable and are always used in the singular form. For uncountable nouns, words like some, a little, or much are typically used. Actually, now let's talk about exceptions. Nouns that can be both countable and uncountable. Some nouns can be both countable and uncountable depending on the context of the sentence. For example, juice. When talking about types of juice, it's countable. I tried 3 juices today. But when referring to the juice itself, it's uncountable. I drank some juice. Let's talk about other examples about hair. In an uncountable state, for example, her hair is long, Or in a countable state, I found a hair in my soup. How about paper? In an uncountable state, I need some paper. And in an uncountable state, I bought a paper this morning. Let's talk about actually noise. If you refer to a specific sound, it's countable, a noise. But if you refer to noise in general, it's uncountable. For example, I heard a strange noise. It's countable. But if I say there is too much noise in the city, it's uncountable. Another example about light. If you refer to a specific light source, it's countable. But if you refer to light in general, it's uncountable. For example, we can say turn on a light. It's countable. But if I say there is not much light in this room, it's uncountable. Now, let's talk about advanced tips and less known facts. For example, using quantifiers. For uncountable nouns, words like some, a little, and much are used. However, some and any can also be used in questions and negative sentences. Have you got any rice? Or I don't have any water. For countable nouns, words like many, a few, and few are used. I have many books. I have a few friends. How about using a lot of and a little? A lot of can be used for both types of nouns. For example, I have a lot of books. Or I can say I have a lot of water. However, a little is only used for uncountable nouns. I have a little water. Let's talk about some. Some can be used for uncountable nouns in positive sentences. Pay attention, positive sentences. I have some water. And for countable nouns in negative or interrogative sentences. Do you have some books? Now, let's talk about IELTS and TOEFL exam questions. In IELTS and TOEFL exams, there are questions about countable and uncountable nouns that need to be answered correctly. For example, the company has experiences in this field. Which one is correct? Much or many? Yes, the answer is much. The company has much experience in this field. How about this? The professor mentioned that there is some or any water in the bottle. Which one? Yes, the answer is some. How about this example? The city has a lot of or much traffic. Which one is the answer in your idea? The answer is a lot of. The city has a lot of traffic. Or how about this? Do you have some or any books on this topic? Just think a little. Some is the best answer. Let's practice together. It's time for practice. Identify which of these nouns are countable and which are not. Number 1, books. Number 2, water. Number 3, information. Write your answers in the comments. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Learning countable and uncountable nouns helps you construct sentences correctly and communicate effectively without mistakes. By practicing and repeating these concepts, you can master them more deeply. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Until the next video, goodbye.